Welcome to the city. It's a famous one. Famous for its stonework. It's called the Granite City for a reason. It was once famous for becoming the oil capital of Europe. A once bustling town, but now is going through its own regeneration process. And we're here to see what we can do with that. Welcome to Aberdeen. In what was once the heart of Aberdeen, Castlegate stands as one of the city's most historic gathering spaces. Once central to trade and daily life, it is no longer as busy as it once was before. We want to explore how Castlegate can be transformed and reintroduced into a vibrant space within the city. In 1393, the first toll booth was built here, making Castlegate the centre of government, justice and public punishment. In 1686, the iconic Mercat Cross was added, designed by John Montgomery. It marked the city's right to trade and gather. In the 1900s, it became a busy transport hub, packed with trams, buses and cars. And then in 1952, crowds gathered here again to hear the proclamation of Elizabeth II. A Christmas tradition arrived in 1970 when Norway gifted a tree to the city, still placed here every year. But in 1980, everything changed. Castlegate was pedestrianised, the traffic disappeared, and the square grew quiet. What was once a city centre of activity now feels calm, perhaps even overlooked. But Castlegate's story isn't finished. In the present day, in an effort to revitalise Aberdeen, a number of events take place in an effort to gain attention. These events go on once a year and have gained popularity throughout each instance. One such event is Spectra. Spectra takes place once a year during February, in which art installations take over Union Street and Castlegate throughout the weekend. This event has attracted a number of people from outside Aberdeen to visit. We've asked them what they think of Spectra and their thoughts on events that they would like in the future.
Did you travel to Aberdeen or did you come here for Spectra?
I travelled to Aberdeen. I didn't know Spectra was happening.
Alright, so you came here for Spectra. Well,
No.
once
I
you
came
got
here,
here, you learned it Spectra
Yes.
again. Okay. Do you think there's anything different that Spectra could do to...
It's definitely been bigger in the past couple of years. There's not as much interaction stuff as there has been, and I think it's a little boring without that. There's not as much for kids to do, I guess, around here.
Our team decided to meet with owners and shops in and around Castlegate to ask them about Spectra and similar installation events, as well as their thoughts. One of our stops was Peacock Workshop, where we asked them a few questions about fun palaces. More on that one later.
Have you heard of Cedric or the Fun Palace?
Funnily enough, the Fun Palace one, is that the one that never got built?
Yeah.
I have, yeah. My director discovered it about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
then got really interested into it, so so I know about it, yeah. If you'd asked me that last month, I'd have said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you find that a pop-up event like this would be beneficial to the area of Castlegate if it was in?
Yeah, I think anywhere in Aberdeen would benefit from it, but I think the Castlegate would be good.
Do you think like an interactive space would be beneficial to your business? Or like to...
Yeah, I mean, it would, anything that would bring people to the castle
Yeah.
would be good. Yeah, particularly anything that's creative or brings people just awareness to the area. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you imagine a space that something like a fan palace would be in this area that'd be beneficial also to your business?
For us, because we engage everyone, but as a workshop, we can only really have people over 16. But sometimes just drawing people into an area is enough to then, you know, a group might come and not everyone in the group is going to want to come to Peacock, but then they discover it and then find us. So, yeah.
What is a fun palace? A fun palace is Le Fun Palace. It was a radical and unbuilt project conceived in 1962 by Cedric Price and Joanne Littlewood. Rather than being a traditional building, it was imagined as a flexible, interactive machine designed for people to shape and use however they wished. Planned for London's East End, the Fun Palace was intended as a temporary structure that would last about 10 years. It would offer spaces for learning, entertainment, socializing, and creativity, where visitors could watch, participate, or simply relax. It was described as a laboratory of fun and a university of the streets. A key innovation was its use of cybernetics developed by Gordon Pask. The building would respond to users in real time, adjusting to lighting, sound, layout, and atmosphere based on people's needs and activities. And we decided that we want to design our own. To design for the public, you must include the public, and that's what we did with these prototype models. We gathered people from across the school to partake in this activity. After explaining the brief and the problems we aim to solve, we asked them to create potential layouts for the modular structure. We also invited them to decorate the panels. The thought behind this is to incorporate local artists to paint on the modular blocks to showcase art in a new and interesting way. Once finished, we asked them to write down their thoughts and feelings about Castlegate, the project, and what they thought Castlegate could benefit from. To incorporate cybernetics within our design, we decided to prompt visualizations of our design within Castlegate with some trial and error. The final output provided a more realized image of what a fun palace could be with the use of modular design and AI. Our team's research, ideas, and conversations with the community have led us to this. Welcome to our finalized Castlegate Fun Palace. This is our version to bring the community back together and reimagine what this space can be. At its heart, it's a simple modular system. These flexible structures can be rearranged to host markets, hands-on workshops, or performances from live music and theater for outdoor screenings. Even the smaller half-size blocks have a purpose. They become seating, gathering points, or social spaces, which can be moved and reshaped by the public themselves, giving them the power to shape their own environment. From the interviews and community engagement, we realized that many people find that they don't have a reason to stop into Castlegate. Feedback included that they felt that the area was empty and difficult to get to as it felt separated from the city centre. We figured out a solution, with Castlegate being our main stop with the largest installation, and other stops that include smaller versions of the modular design to boost community engagement citywide. This is the Landry.
The hammer! He's real! Dudes, take my picture!